I'm Jennifer Bellamy. R&B singer R. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to charges of sexual abuse. His attorney entered the plea on his behalf today during Kelly's arraignment. The 52-year-old singer appeared in court wearing an orange jumpsuit after spending the weekend in jail. He's charged with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse involving 4 people, including 3 girls who were underage at the time. The next court date has been set for March 22nd. All of this is going on as attorney Michael Avenatti, who says he represents alleged victims of Kelly, attended the hearing. He now says his investigators have discovered a second video that he says shows Kelly engaged in the sexual assault of a minor. He says that tape would be turned over to prosecutors today. Meanwhile, Atlanta attorney Gerald Griggs says the family of one of those young ladies allegedly involved in a sex cult with Kelly would not travel to Chicago due to safety concerns. A spokesman says threats have come from Kelly's camp to the family of Joycelyn Savage, all of which have been reported to law enforcement. The family says they were asking prosecutors in Atlanta and Chicago for an independent meeting with their daughter without anyone associated with R. Kelly. Kelly and his attorney have continued to deny any wrongdoing. Bond has been set at $1 million, but Kelly has not yet posted bail or been released.